After every sentence, I say you say ketchup and rubber buns. What did you eat for breakfast? Ketchup or rubber buns. What did you eat for lunch? Ketchup rubber buns. What did you eat for dinner? Ketchup rubber buns. What do you do when you see a hot girl? Ketchup rubber buns. You were rubbing my GF's what? A naked man broke into a church. The police chased him around and finally caught him by the organ. A doctor while examining an old retired Army vet. When was the last time you had sex? With a long pause, the vet replies, 1955, I believe. Doctor, who? It's been a long while then. Vet, it's only 2015 right now. What is a Yankee? Kind of like a quickie, but you do it yourself. Q. What's the difference between a lentil and a chickpea? A. I wouldn't pay $200 to have a lentil on my face. What did the banana say to the vibrator? What are you laughing for? She's not gonna eat you. What's the difference between a genealogist and a gynecologist? A genealogist looks up the family tree. A gynecologist looks up the family bush. Once upon a time, a doctor performed surgery on a young boy with an eye defect. After the surgery was done, he said to the parents, "Your son is going to be just fine. We grafted some skin from his scrotum to widen his lid. He should have 20/20 vision when he wakes up." The parents responded, "So his eye is going to be normal?" Well, like I said, his vision will be normal, but he may be a little kick-eyed. A woman decides to get a porno, so she goes to the store and picks one with a fairly dirty title. When she plays the movie, the screen gets fuzzy and nothing is going on. When she calls the store about the movie, they ask her what the title was, and she says, "Head cleaner." A truck driver was driving between towns on a country road when he spotted a gorgeous blonde hitchhiking. He stopped without hesitation, and she climbed into the cab, showing mountains of cleavage. 2 miles further down the road, he got a flat, pulled to the side of the road, and got out to inspect the tire. He was fiddling around with the wheel when the blonde opened the window and shouted down, "Do you want a screwdriver?" The driver replied, all smiles might as well, "I can't get this fucking hubcap off." A guy hires a hooker and brings her to his hotel. The hooker is in bed ready for action, and the guy starts undressing. The hooker begins to laugh when he drops his boxers and asks, "Who do you think you're gonna please with that thing?" The guy responds, "Me, baby, me." Q. Who's the most popular male at a nudist colony? A. The one who can carry a cup of coffee in each hand and a dozen donuts. Girl. Can you use Mountain Dew in a sentence? Guy. Yes. Can I mount? Ain't do you. What's the difference between ooh, ooh, and aha? About 3 inches? A chicken and an egg are lying in bed. The chicken takes out a cigarette and begins to smoke. The egg, pissed off, takes one look at the chicken, rolls over, and pulls the blanket over him and says, "I guess we answered that question." Bob was scared of going in the shower alone, so he asked his dad to go in the shower with him. His dad said yes, but don't look down. When Bob and his dad were in the shower, Bob looked down and said that his dad said it's just a snake. The next day, Bob asked his mom to go in the shower with him. His mom said yes, but don't look up or down in the shower. Bob looked up and said, "What are they?" His mom said, "They're headlights." So Bob looked down and said what's that his mom said, "It's a bush." That night, Bob had a nightmare, so he asked his parents if he could sleep in their bed. They said yes, but don't look down. Bob climbed into bed and looked down and said, "Mom, turn the headlights on. There's a snake going into a bush." Q. What's the difference between a voyeur and a thief? A. A thief snatches your watch. A 96-year-old man is pleading with the doctor for a lower sex drive. Surely you're imagining things, says the doctor. You're 96 years old. Isn't all the feeling for sex just in your head? Yes, replies the elderly man. That's why I want you to lower my sex drive to the place where it might do more good. A couple was creating new password and the girl said my boobs and a spinis penis and it replied sorry not long enough. Mom said, Joe, can I have a shower with you tonight? Yes, honey, but don't look up. When they got in the shower, Joe looked up and asked, what is that, Mom? Mom said it is Tokyo. The next day, the same thing happened, but this time he asked his dad when they took a shower. He looked up and asked, what is that? When they took a shower, he looked up and asked, what is that? It is a huge dinosaur. That night, he asked both his parents, can I sleep with you tonight? Sure, they said so. They all hopped in bed and Joe looked under the covers and said, oh no, the dinosaur is attacking Tokyo. Bubba and Leroy were sitting on the front porch of a trailer house. Leroy says, Bubba, you and me are bestest buddies. If you was gone hunting and I had sex with your wife and she had my baby, would that make us kinfolk? Bubba replied, I don't know, Leroy, but it would dang sure make us even. 3 words that can ruin a man's ego. Is that all? A man hires a hooker and they go back to his house. The man says, I have never had a 69 before. The hooker says, okay, let's try that. They get into position and she farts. The hooker says, oh, I'm sorry, I don't know what's gotten into me. She goes into the bathroom to freshen up. She comes out and gets into position and again she farts. She says, sorry, I don't know what's gotten into me. Let me go freshen up. She gets into position again and she farts. She says, sorry, let me go freshen up. The man says, don't worry, I don't want 67 more of those. An old woman walked into a dentist's office, took off all her clothes and spread her legs. The dentist said, I think you have the wrong room. You put in my husband's teeth last week, she replied. Now you have to remove them. The other night, I played strip poker with my old lady. She stripped and I poked her. My friend told me he gets tears in his eyes whenever his partner makes tender love to him. At first, I thought he was an over-emotional sissy. Then I remembered he's still in prison. Jack at the grocery store asked the lady to show him where the cookies are. The lady takes him to the bathroom and takes off her shirt and bra and show her boobs. Jack said, why did you show me that? I wanted a bag of cookies. I didn't mean those cookies. Then the lady said, then why didn't you say that you wanted the first cookie, meaning not the second cookie meaning? Then Jack said, why did you think I wanted to see your boobs in a grocery store? What did the leper say to the prostitute? Keep the tip. Pick-up line. Are you a beaver because damn? What's the difference between a hooker and an onion? You won't cry when you're cutting up the hooker. What's better than roses in your piano? Tulips in your organ